Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation, Ethical Dilemmas. My name is Octavio Ramirez Lopez. It's for class MPA 580, Legal and Ethical Issues, for Dr. David C. Powell at California Baptist University. Alrighty, so I'll be talking about an ethical dilemma that I came through at my current job and the facts about it, who was involved, how people seem to be affected. And then I'm also going to talk about my duty as a social worker with Adult Protective Services, and I'll be analyzing my decision based on a couple of theories that we have learned about throughout this course. All right, so my dilemma was that it was regarding to IHSS. I'm a social worker at Adult Protective Services, so I work together with IHSS. So this other APS social worker, Adult Protective Service social worker, she disclosed that her client was on IHSS and that she needed protective supervision because she was not self-directing. So her husband disclosed to her that he was restraining her to the bed at night, and because there was sometimes points where he could not control her, and to keep her safe, he had to restrain her to her bed at night. As she continued to talk about this client, I came to know that it was someone that I knew from church, who I completely knew that she did not need protective supervision, that she was self-directing, and that therefore she did not need all these services. So for protective supervision through IHSS, there are authorized about 180 hours times 1150 back then an hour. So that's easily close to $2,000 that this family was getting benefits for, but they actually did not need him. So that was my ethical dilemma. Knowing her from church, I did not know what to do. And then also, I had to consider that she did need some IHSS, but she didn't need all the help, so she was committing welfare fraud. So my duty as a social worker is to promote the general welfare of my clients, to also promote the dignity and worth of the person, also to link my clients to resources, as well as to assess for their safety and try to put services in place to keep our clients safe in the home, as well as protect them from suspected abusers. And then if I confirm allegations on any type of abuse, whether neglect, physical abuse, psychological abuse, financial abuse, then I have to report it, as well as within welfare fraud, I also have to report it. So that's my duty as a social worker, to report, but at the same time promote the welfare and dignity and worth of the person, and to link them to resources and not really take stuff away from our clients. So it was a little difficult for me at first to know, I mean, to kind of deal with the situation. So I had to, going back and thinking about it, I came up with the theory of contractualism. So basically, when you apply for IHSS and you're signing all the paperwork, you sign a contract where you state that you are not going to commit fraud. If there's any changes to your health, whether you require less assistance from a home support service, then you have to report it. As well, if you go into a facility or you no longer need the services, you also have to report it. So this person had signed a contract saying that she was not going to commit fraud. Also, I thinking about categorical imperatives. I thought about the universalization of the rules, that if I want everyone to follow the rules for our clients to not commit fraud, and also to have the people who qualify for the service get it, then I could not make an exception. So this person, whether it be my friend or not, whether I know her from church or not, the person also had to follow the same rules. Also utilitarianism. So I'm trying to find the greatest amount of benefit for the greatest amount of people. So since this person really, there was only a financial benefit, but not actually a needs benefit, that she didn't really need the service that protective supervision. Maybe she needed part of it with domestic and related, like cleaning the home or transportation, but she did not need the protective supervision about 180 some hours a month. So by reporting it, I was going to make it was going to be in the best benefit of everyone, since this welfare funds could be distributed amongst other individuals that actually need that service. So I did not really have many options. I either had to could keep quiet and just let her continue to commit fraud, or I could tell the social worker, listen, she may need some assistance through in-home support services, but unfortunately, I don't feel that she needs that service since I seen her driving, I seen her being directed at church, and without the assistance of her husband, who was at back then the provider. So I ended up telling the social worker, first of all, I don't think she's being restrained to the bed, because if that's first of all, that's illegal. So we had to make sure that she was not being restrained to the bed. And second, I had informed her that she did not actually need protective supervision, so therefore she was committing fraud. I She could not terminate the services right away because she could not use me as a witness, since I wasn't holding her case, and when I know a person, I can't hold any friends or family's cases. But I felt that my due diligence, that my responsibility was to let her know that she did not need those services. So the references that I used this week was our textbook, and then also my personal experience at my current job as a social worker with Adult Protective Services and in-home support services. I want to thank you for taking the time to see my presentation. Looking forward to see you guys' presentations, and hopefully everyone's having a great week.